So we will take an example here. One small file here, array.html. Okay. Now in this, how data is presented, how data is configured. Let's see. So now we are creating a doc type HTML head and a title. Okay. And in this, we want some data to be configured. Generally, in real world scenario, how data comes from any database. So it will come in the form of a JSON type. So we need to present the data. For example, so let's create the script. So how data comes and how we can present the data. So the data, var data, is an actually array. I will show you general prototype actually. For example, in real world, we will have database. So we have databases like Oracle, MySQL. So we will have databases like Oracle, like MongoDB. So MySQL, all these are databases. Now in a database, actually data is stored in rows and columns. In a database, data is arranged in rows and columns. It is arranged in rows and columns. Data is stored in the table form. It is arranged in rows and columns. For example, we have the data like ID. So we have the data like means like name. So like price. So under that we have some values. Now this data, so ID 1, so name TV, some price. So like this we have the data. So like mobile and some price, the data is there. Now we need to present or interact with this data, interact with the data. Now when this data comes to our client side technologies, that means it comes to our browser. When it comes to our client side technology, this data is transformed into a JSON format, JSON, JavaScript object notation. But it is a single object, it contains multiple objects. So it will be now presented in this way. So it is an array. So array of objects. And the first object contains ID. So that is one. And the second object property like name. So that is like TV. And the third one is price. And that is some price like this. And after that second object. So and here same, we have like ID. So that is 2. And we have like name, and that is mobile like this. And we have like price, and the price. So whatever the price is, it will display. Now this is how the data comes from the database and it is represented. And it is an array. So this data is an array. We have to access this and use it. And you know that now this array contains at 0 index, first record, at 1 index, second record. That means now this data comprises of, so two objects, one object at 0 index and the second object at 1 index. It is a collection of objects. Now this data we have to present in our page. That is the data we have to present in our page. So how we can access the data, how we can interact with the data. And presenting this kind of data is important, complex data is important. So let's see how we can do this. So the data, it is an array of objects. So we have name, some JBL speaker. So we have like price, some price, and we have like photo and dot slash some assets slash speaker dot jpg. Similarly, we have another like Nike casuals, and we have price and some price and photo and photo assets shoe.jpg. This is how data is present. You can have any number of records, any number of records. Now, this need to be presented. So we will write a function body load. So body load. Okay. This will fire up when body loads. So on load is equal to body load. Okay. On body load, we will create a table. And so we will put here width as 400, border 1. And in that we have T head, table header. In that row, in that first cell, we have name. Second cell, we have price. Third cell, we have preview. Okay. Now under this, we have T body, table body. So in this body, we need to generate a row. So that means we need to collect the data from that array and present the data in this table. So into the table, we need to present the data, the name, price, and preview. That means we need to dynamically generate a table row for every object. For every object, we need to generate a row. And that row must be displayed inside the table body. So we will access this table body, ID T body. And into that, we need to generate. So we will access the table body. T body is equal to document get element by ID. Get element by ID T body, that is table body. Into that, we need to generate a row for every record inside data. That means we need to read the data and we need to generate a row. So for every record, so for where item of collection data. So for where item of data, so we are accessing this data. Now every item is representing an object now. You can see every item is an object. Every item contains name, price, and photo. So for every item, we need to create one row. So how to create a row? Where tr is equal to document.create element tr. The row is created. Okay. In that row, we need 3 cells. One cell for displaying name, another cell for price, another cell for photo. So we need td name. How to create a table cell? Document.create element td. Okay. We need another td price. Document.create element td. We need another td photo. Document create element td. All are table cells. For all cells, we cannot give the same name. All are table cells, but every cell have a different name. Now td name, td price, td photo. Okay. What you want to show inside this td name? So td name dot inner html is equal to item dot name. We will display it. Similarly, td price dot inner html is equal to item dot price. But in this td photo, in the table cell, in this cell photo cell, we need to add a photo. That means we need to create a photo again. So where img is equal to document.create element img. We have to create an image. We have to create an image element. So we are creating the image element. After creating the image element, that image will have source, image source. Image source is equal to now item dot photo. Okay. Then image width is equal to some 100. Image height is equal to some 100. Like this height and width we defined for image. Now image is ready. This image must be loaded into this last cell. So that means td photo dot append child img. That means into that cell we need to add this image. Now all 3 cells are ready. First cell contains name, second cell contains price, third cell contains photo. And after this, now all 3 cells must be added into row. That means here we have to write tr dot append child. First td name. Okay. tr dot append child. td price second. tr dot append child. td photo third. That's how we need to add all the content. Now row is ready. Now this row must be added into table body. Then we have to write finally t body dot append child. Into the table body we need to add the row. That's how we need to configure. Now I will save this, and the row is added into the table body, and you can see the data is generated here. The table is created and the rows are added into it dynamically. So tables are generated dynamically now. So now this time we have little bit complex data. We are accessing this data generating into a table form and presenting it. And this is the lengthy process. And there is no shortcut for this. JavaScript can do this in this way only. There is no other shortcut technique for this. That means many times the question is, so do I need to write this lengthy logic every time? Of course, you have to write this. There is no shortcut. The shortcut is, instead of JavaScript, you can go with jQuery. jQuery will reduce the logic a little bit. But jQuery will reduce a logic little bit. So, but the main concept will be similar. But it will be little better. It will not required to write all this. It is not required to write all this. TD inner HTML. What is this TD? TD is a table cell. In table cell, how to display any value? How to display any value? How to display values in table cells? TD, data definitions, data terms, div, span. Into them, if I want to display any value, how to display? Which property is used for displaying? Are they having a value property? Are they having a value property? Then how to display? Which property is used to display? Which property is used to display? Which property is used to display inside them? If you want to display any content, then. So who is this Amrita? So why you use inner HTML? You have to use inner HTML only, na? Table cell. TD name is a table cell. TD price is a table cell. TD photo is also in table cell. TD photo is also in table cell. But into that cell, we are not displaying any plain text. Into the cell again, we are adding one more element. So for that, we created an image element, and we are adding that image element. So this is a very important. So technically, that is how we need to configure that. So how we can manage and how we can work with the data. Now, who is this person? Yes, Akash, what is your doubt? Yes, what is your doubt, Akash?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
सर मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि ये जो डेटा है जो जावास्क्रिप्ट की मदद से हमने जनरेट किया है, हम इसको कैसे डिजाइन करें?
अभी तो डिजाइन किया.
डिजाइन माने सीएसएस के थ्रू या फिर बूटस्ट्रैप के थ्रू कैसे करेंगे?
क्या सीएसएस के
ये जो डिस्प्ले हो रहा है ना हम लोग का डेटा ब्राउजर पे, ब्राउजर खोलिए मैं बताता हूँ.
उसी के लिए तो कोड लिखे ना.
नहीं बॉस, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि ये जो डेटा है इसको हम और अट्रैक्टिव कैसे बनाया जाए. ये तो बहुत ही काला काला दिख रहा है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट दिख रहा है, कुछ मजा नहीं आ रहा.
तू कहाँ के है? तू इस क्लास का है?
जी हाँ, मैं इसी क्लास का हूँ.
सब बूटस्ट्रैप सीखा?
हाँ जी सीखा हूँ, लेकिन यहाँ पे कैसे अप्लाई करूँ मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे कैसे.
I don't think so you belong to our class, Akash.
नहीं सर, मैं आपकी क्लास से ही बिलोंग करता हूँ.
So फिर बूटस्ट्रैप नहीं सीखा, टेबल क्लासेस नहीं सीखा बूटस्ट्रैप में.
लेकिन सर मैं ये जो डायनामिक डेटा जो हम लोग बना रहे हैं,
अरे कुछ भी डायनामिक डेटा हो, सबके लिए एक ही कॉन्सेप्ट होता है.
लेकिन सर कैसे, वही तो नहीं मेरे को क्लिक कर रहा है.
ये टेबल लिखा है, ये टेबल लिखा है कि नहीं, दिख रहा है कि नहीं यहाँ?
हाँ, ये प्रॉपर दिख रहा है मेरे को.
हाँ, टेबल क्लासेस कहाँ अप्लाई करते हो? बूटस्ट्रैप में क्या सीखा? टेबल क्लास कहाँ अप्लाई करते हो?
लेकिन सर ये जो डेटा है, ये जो
अरे
डेटा आ रहा है
जीनियस,
CR का,
पहले
हाँ
मेरे क्वेश्चन का आंसर दो।
हाँ,
टेबल के क्लासेस कहाँ अप्लाई करते हो?
बूटस्ट्रैप में, CSS में।
यहाँ टेबल टैग है।
हाँ है ना,
क्लास कहाँ लिखते हो?
टेबल के टैग के अंदर ही।
हाँ फिर
तो ऐसे ही जैसे हम लोग HTML में करते थे वैसे ही हो जाएगा नॉर्मल।
राइट, little bit you need to have general common thinking. At least you learned how to apply the bootstrap, you have seen everything. So how do we apply bootstrap classes? You don't know at least this. Genius people will come into the classroom suddenly, don't know from where these nonsense people will come. You haven't everyone learned this na? How we can link relation is equal to style sheet and href is equal to, it is from node modules. So bootstrap, and we have in the bootstrap css dist css bootstrap.css, and we are applying these classes. So what is the class to be applied here? Class table. So we have table, hover, all these you have learned. Are you sleeping in the class while learning bootstrap? Are you sleeping in the class? The table styles will be applied for that. Don't know from where you people suddenly come into the class nonsense, right? What you have learned in bootstrap, how to apply the css classes, right? And this is not the first example. From every example we are learning. And I already told you dynamically applying the classes also. How to apply dynamically the classes? I told you a property, how to apply the style, how to apply the classes dynamically. We have a property, na? What are the properties we are having dynamically applying? Tell me the people, which one we have learned? How we can apply the class dynamically. If I want to apply a style dynamically to any element, what we have to do? Element by ID, get element by ID. By ID, we have to use a style attribute, na? Element by ID, and we learned about the property class name is equal to, we can apply the class. So style is equal to, we need to apply the style. I told you all these points now. Then, right. So that is the basic approach how we can configure and define. Yeah. So this is how we can dynamically generate the data, how you can configure the data, generate the data. So how to deal with more complex data, multiple iterations, and how do we deal with more complex data? We will see how we are going to manage with the more complex data and handle the more complex data. So this is generally data created and configured and displayed in a tabular form, right? So now we need to manage the data. So let's see how we can manage the data. Now managing the data is, suppose, little bit more complex. So little bit more complex, right? And the little bit more complex data is how we can manage more complex data. So the more complex data is, suppose we are having some information. So like, let's create some more. This I will give you an example for you to practice, right? And let's see some more complex here. what is that? So this is example. First, I will copy this example. And this is the example. Yes, Amrita, what is your doubt?
Sir, in the table, we don't create the TD tag. So it is not necessary to create it. We only create it in a script.
Because we have to generate row dynamically, na?
Okay, sir.
Understood the point?
Yes.
So this row itself is generated dynamically. Inside the body, what we will have?
Table row and table data.
Table data. Then we have to generate row for every record, right?
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Then we have to generate row, na?
Yes, sir.
That's the reason we created a row TR. In that row, there will be table data, na?
Yes, sir.
We are generating the table data. We are creating 3 cells. Understood? Understood? Amrita, are you able to understood? You have any more doubt? Anything else?
No, sir. That's all.
That is your doubt, huh?
Yes, sir.
Clarity, got a clarity?
Yes, sir, got it.
Right. Now let's take some complex data here. Some complex data. I will open this now. And here we are creating another example. So, and this is an example for this. Already these examples are there. Just one more time, I'm showing you here. No, in this now, we have to define some complex data more. So define the complex data and work with the complex data. Let's see more complex data, what we have inside this, the more complex data and how to deal with. So let's create here. So let's create here one more option. And the option is in this, we have to configure. Let's create one more. Let's remove this. Okay. And remove that table. So we are having the table, remove the table. Okay. And now in this, we are cleaning up all this code in the body section also. Fine. Now we have to generate some table. Class container fluid. Okay, we are having the container fluid. Yeah. Now in this first step, suppose we have some data like this. So let's say data, and in this we have an array. In the array, we have an object. In that object, we have category. Category is like electronics. Okay. And we have products. Products is again array. Inside array, we have another array. And here we have like earpods. So we have like some speaker, JBL speaker like this. This is one object. Another object, we have category, another category, that is footwear. And in the footwear, so we have the options like Nike casuals, that's another array, and here we have like some Lee Cooper boot. Okay, this is now an array in that we have two objects. There can be any number of objects, and in every object you have two properties. One property is category, that is a string. Another products is again array. Now if there is an array inside another array, then we need to create an iteration inside another iteration. We need to create an iteration inside another iteration. So that is how we can configure the iteration inside another. Generally, so what is the iteration and how we can configure the iteration? So here we have to create a list. Suppose categories list, a products list. So some products list, and it is defined in multiple categories. The products list is defined in multiple categories. So in the categories, so we have to define. I need to generate an ordered list now. That means OL. It is having an ID. It is having an ID. This ID is suppose LST products. Okay. So LST products is the ID. Now I need to display into it. First access that here. So where LST products is equal to document get element by ID LST products. LST products. That is the ordered list we are having. We are accessing that and we are displaying it. That is the ordered list we have. Now in this ordered list, we need to generate a list item. So for every category must be in the list item. So how to create a list item? We have to write a for iterator. For where item of collection is data. We are reading every item, and this item contains two properties. One is category, another products. For every item, we need to create a list item. Then where li is equal to document dot create element li. We created a list item. We created a list item, and this list item, into this list item li dot inner HTML. Into that list item inner HTML, we need to add some data. Into that inner HTML, we need to add the data. So the data is item dot category. That is added. So item dot category, the category name is added into list item. And we need to add this list item into LST products. So LST products dot inner HTML is equal to inner HTML is equal to. So we have item. So already not inner HTML, we have append child. Append child list item must be added into it. Okay. That means we created a list item and we are adding that list item into it. We are adding that list item into it. Now it is ready. Now you can see the category names are added. But under every category, we have products. Under every category, we have products. So we need to access the products under every category and we need to display every category. Now, every category, we have products. We need to access the products under every category. So how we can access the products under every category and configure them? So the products in every category. So what we have to do is we need to access that by using another iteration now. So another iteration we need to configure. Let's see here. Now you are presenting only item dot category, but item is having one more array called products. Item dot products is again array. Then we have to create another loop here. The iterator inside another iterator. For var, I cannot give again item because already it is given there. For var product of item dot products, that is the array. Now for every product, what we have to do? For every product, we need to create a nested list. That means you see here, under every item, we need another nested one. We already learned in HTML how to create a nested list. How to create a nested list in HTML we learned. We know the technique. We have ordered list. In that ordered list, we have a list item. In that we have a list item. And in this list item, we are displaying electronics. And in that list item, we need another unordered list. Unordered list or ordered list, another unordered list is required. This unordered list must contain list item. There we have to say speaker, so list item close. Another list item, this is like some mobile or something like earpods, all this. Now the point is, this is the presentation we want, and first level finished. This is finished. Now inside this, we need to generate an unordered list for every product that we are doing now. So we are creating this for every product inside the collection. So we are having item dot products. We are performing iteration on it. We need to create var ul unordered list is equal to document dot create element ul. Okay. In that we need a list item. So where this is inner item, or I will give as li inner. So I am giving that. So that means inner list item. So or ul list item. ul list item is equal to document dot create element li. We are creating a list item again. We are creating a list item again. This list item, UI list item, unordered list item dot inner, and this unordered list item must be added to this unordered list. That means ul dot append child. So unordered list item must be added. Now this unordered list must be added. This unordered list must be added to our main list. So LST products to the main list item. To the main list item is li. Li is the main list item. So to that li dot append child, we are adding unordered list like this I define. So this is an inner list and it will display the content in this way. That means you have to see how it is presented. How it is presented. You have to see how it is presented in your project. That means first you should know your HTML. If you know your HTML, so with the help of this HTML hierarchy, we must able to present this content in JavaScript. If you are not good in HTML, then you cannot even understand how to present it. This is very important and very lengthy. There is no other chance. This is the only way how you can do. There is no other alternative. This is the only way. Alternative is nothing but you can try jQuery instead of JavaScript. You can configure jQuery instead of JavaScript. So this is the basic approach, how we can design and configure and work with it. So when you are dealing with complex data, so this is the approach how we have to present the content. One more time, I will show in another way. This is one option. This is one option. So one more time, I will show you. Let's see. On one more time, I'm showing you. Observe. First, you need to understand what is the data we are having. So data is an array. In that, two products are there. There can be any number. Every object contains two properties. One is string property, another one is again array property. And that means inside this array, there is another array. Now, how to present that? First level, see. First, we need to access this ordered list. So, where LST products is equal to document get element by ID LST products. So this is the list. Okay. Now, once you accessed this list, once you have this list, now we need to perform iteration over this data. So where item of data. Okay. Now, first step, what we have to do is we need to create a list item, first level. In that, we need the category name and add to ordered list. So first create a list item where li is equal to document dot create element li. Okay, this li dot inner HTML, that is item dot category. That means item category is defined. That means we created a list item. The category name is applied. And add this to the ordered list. That means OL dot ordered list is nothing but LST products dot append child. Add that list item. Okay. And you see the first step is ready. So this is ready. Now inside this, again, we have to create an unordered list for every product. That means for every product. So here item is having products array, item dot products. It's an array. Then we have to write one more for here. For where, so this is product of item dot products, And for every product, we need to define. For every product, we need to define here the unordered list and add into the unordered list. That means we have to create an unordered list now. How to create an unordered list? So where ul is equal to document dot create element ul, unordered list is created. And in unordered list, we need again list item. Then where unordered list item is equal to document dot create element. It is li only, list item is created. Okay, now into this unordered list item, the product must be displayed. That means unordered list item dot inner HTML is equal to product. Now this unordered list must be added to list item. That means li dot append child. So add this append child into that we have to add that unordered list UL. Unordered list is added into it. That means this unordered list is added into LI. Now you can see that that list will be generated there. Now we have to do one more work here. So unordered list item is configured. So here we need to access that and display. Now one more work is nothing but this must be added into the main list item. That means we are accessing this unordered list item must be added to this unordered list. One more work is there. ul dot append child. So ul dot list item that is added. After that, that list item you are adding the unordered list. Now the list is ready. This is how we are presenting the data. So at learning level, first you have to write your HTML. In HTML, you have to first write your tags and see how it can be presented. Now for this, we have to write the logic in JavaScript. So this is how we create the nested iterations. And this is regularly asked in interviews for freshers, because for freshers, they generally ask the question how to apply the dynamic tables, generate dynamic tables, generic dynamic ordered list, unordered list. Now we will see how to add data into this dynamically also. That means we can create a form. Into the form, we can add the data and we can manage the data. First, we need to understand how to present it. Then we will learn how to read the data and how we can add and work with the data. That is the basic thing we have to know first. So I hope everyone understood this. Little bit complex, but able to understand this. Everyone understood this point, right? So little bit complex because at the beginning levels you have to practice very well. So because these kind of presentations are regularly asked. Actually, in real-time projects, we use jQuery. In real-world projects, majority we use jQuery, but jQuery requires the knowledge of JavaScript. So even we do in real-time in jQuery, this type of presentations and all, in interviews, they ask in JavaScript only, because they have to test your logical skills, how much logically you are perfect. That's the reason interview, they will not ask anything on jQuery. So they will ask everything on JavaScript only. But in real-time projects, we design everything with jQuery only. jQuery will simplify this little better. But the logic behind that will be similar. That's the reason. So you are tested on these kind of logics regularly. How to generate table. So how to generate an ordered list. You see, we generated an ordered list here. Dynamically generating the ordered list. This is another example. Similarly, they ask like how you can generate a card dynamically. How you can generate a card dynamically. How to present a card dynamically. So because we have to apply all our CSS also here. We have to present all the CSS also here. We need to create the CSS, apply the CSS, like Bootstrap. So whatever the Bootstrap we have used, we need to apply that Bootstrap, and we need to configure that Bootstrap also here. So we need to handle the Bootstrap and the presentation of Bootstrap here. So for example, how to generate a card. For example, how to generate an models dynamically, how to handle them. that we have to see. That means, for example, that's just presentation. That means if you want to apply the styles and effects dynamically, you know that the styles and effects are dynamically done by using just bootstrap classes. You can apply the bootstrap classes dynamically. Suppose how we can apply the bootstrap class. Suppose I want to apply some bootstrap class to this list item. So then we can simply use the option li dot class name. I already told you class name. What is the class name? Suppose I say text primary. That is the class name given for that. That means we are dynamically applying it. We are dynamically applying, and you can see that class name will come. We can configure that. So depending on it, we will see in examples now how to generate the cards, how to generate the tables with some more complex examples. But for that, we need to learn some more concepts. So till now, you have learned two types of non-primitive types. In the non-primitive types, we have learned how to deal with one is array, another one is an object, another one is array of objects, how we can manage them. This we will see in a lot of examples. Now, next important, we need to understand regular expression, how we can deal with regular expression, and how we can deal with date and map type of data. This all comes under the non-primitive types. Regular dates and maps, how to work with them. That we will see in next session. Tomorrow we will discuss about that. Okay. First, you practice all these what I given today, because they are very important. If you are feeling any difficulty in understanding, I will explain one more time. Okay. Because this is the main concept. Without this, you cannot move forward, because the next level examples we have to design like this, everything. You have to try this. If you are feeling any difficulty, then I will explain one more time how to handle this. Okay, right.